of Islamic Culture and Education, the custodian of the AL-NOOR Masjid, plot 289, Wuse 2, IBB Way, FCT, Abuja, welcome you for this great program, that is Induction and Training Program for the volunteers of 2025 Ramadan activities. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala guide, may Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala put barakah and bless the program. Under the leadership of Director General and CEO of the ICICE, the custodian of AL-NOOR Masjid, in person of Dr. Kabir Kabo Othman, and also the management and the acting DG, Dr. Abdul Fattah Ademi. We are welcoming you, sir, and also the Director of External Relation and Fundraising and Investment, that is in person of Al-Haji Garbasani. Inshallah, you are highly welcome. And also, we welcome the Director Admin, Al-Haj Abdul Aziz Obole. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala reward you in abundance. And we welcome all the medias, and also we welcome our Sheikh, that is Sheikh Al-Goni Alkom Goni Jidda. You are highly welcome, sir, the Deputy Imam of the AL-NOOR Masjid. We welcome all our sisters and special marshals, special volunteers, and we are welcoming our medical team under the leadership of Dr. Amin and also Dr. Asia. And we welcome the team heads of the volunteers, including the overall team head, that is Al-Haji Mustafa Abu Bakr, and all our volunteers and all our sisters volunteers and all people that have attended the programs. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala reward you in abundance. You are highly welcome. And here we have in the program of event opening prayer, inshallah, by the Deputy Imam Hafiz Goni Alkom Jidda, inshallah. If you are ready, sir, you are welcome. Okay.
ما علمنا منه وما لم نعلم اللهم إنا نسألك من خير ما سألك منه عبدك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعبادك الصالحون ونعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذك منه عبدك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعبادك الصالحون اللهم بلغنا رمضان اللهم بلغنا شهر رمضان بالإيمان برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاك الله خير.
Alhamdulillah, may Allah accept this strong prayers. Now, Alhamdulillah, this is the opening prayer by the Deputy Imam, that is Hafiz Oni Alcom Jeddah. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala accept our all supplications. And the second item is welcome address, inshallah, by the acting DJ, that is Dr. Abdul Fattah Adeyemi, who is representing DG here, inshallah. He is the acting DG at the center. So, sir, if you are ready, sir, welcome.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. We give thanks to Almighty Allah who has made it easy for us and made it possible for us to be here gathered. My name is Abdul Fattah Adeyemi. When they talk about acting DG, it is not the way many of you understand it. I'm not acting DG. I'm only representing the DG because he's not available with us in the country for now, and he'll be back very soon, inshallah. So I'm not acting DG as if I'm acting DG. I'm representing the DG. Thank you. So I'm speaking on behalf of the DG, and all I need to say on his behalf is to welcome all of us, starting from our Hafiz Goni Al-Kum Jeddah, who just took us to Saudi Arabia and back just now by that recitation. For those of you who didn't know, Sudaisi normally copy him whenever he's reciting the Quran. Sudaisi like to recite like our own Imam Al-Kum here. So, Sudaisi is copying his style of recitation. So may Allah continue to increase him in goodness. And that's to say we have many more of that, inshallah, during this Ramadan. May Allah spare his life and this other team of Hufaz who will be leading us in the Taraweeh and all the Salawat and also the Nawafil, inshallah. Then special recognition to our director for procurement, admin, and everything that has to do with the administration of the center. May Almighty Allah support him. That's Alhaji Abdulaziz Ogole. And also to specially recognize the director for external relations and investment and fundraising in presence of Alhaji Malam Garbasani. He is the one who has been coordinating all of this. He's also the overall chairperson for this Ramadan programs, 2025 Ramadan. Every correspondence, everything that you need, they are all to be referred to him because he's the one in charge overall. All the other directors of the center, we support him. We are working together with him. But anything you require, please feel free to approach him and speak to him through the various heads of the volunteer groups. And thank you very much, Hassan, Malam Mujahid. That was her. That's one of our imams too. Is also an assistant director, who is also a Hafiz. Is also one of the imams of the center. Now, in order not to take much of our time, all I just want to say, on behalf of the GG, Dr. Kabiru Kabo Usman, I want to welcome each and every one of us to the program for this morning, which is a kind of orientation, a sort of training. I believe strongly that many of us, we have been with the center for many years, and we have coordinated and carried out Ramadan programs on several occasions for so many years. And so most of what we are going to be talking about are just to remind us of some of the things that we need to do and some of the things we must have done before in the past. So it's just to welcome all of us again and again and to pray that Allah will accept this as ibadah from us. Many people will come here to come and eat their iftar, sometimes even sahur. And thousands of people used to come here to come and pray. But they don't know that all of that is made possible by all of you that are here. You are the volunteers and you are the ones that ensure that all of these things are done successfully. Many people may not know your faces, they may not even recognize you, they may not even know what you are doing, but whenever you see a program that is working well, it's because of the activities and contributions of all of you that are here. So don't think your role here is small. It is the most important role that we have here. Because if you people are not here to volunteer and to carry out these assignments, none of these Ramadan programs will work. And you see, it is not just the Salat, it's not just the Taraweeh, it's not just the Tahajjud, it's also the feeding of over 1,000 people that will come to the center to come and break their fast. It's also the parking space. Imagine if we have 500 cars of people come here to pray. The whole place will be in confusion if not for the volunteers that are ensuring that people park their cars in the right way. Now you see, so many of these things, including security, if not, people will be stealing things here. It is because of volunteers that you saw of these things going on well. Then you see the women's side also. You see also the women will come around to come and do iftar. If not for the women that are ensuring that things are in order, they will have turned the whole of this place to something else. But we have a bigger challenge this year. You know, many people are hungry. And some people are very desperate. Some people will come here to come and steal. Some people will come here to come and disrupt the arrangement. Some people want to come here to come and disrupt the feeding that we are doing to the people. We have a lot of challenges this time around. So whatever thing we are discussing here, I want all of us to pay attention. I want all of us to ask questions on areas we don't understand. There are so many new innovations now that the director has put in place so that we will not do too much wahala in ensuring that everything goes right. He's going to tell us some of these new things that they have brought in so that people will collect their food in order. You remember they said in news some time ago that some people were sharing food and there was stampede. And people, you know, stepped on each other. Some people even died in the process. But we, for many years, we have been feeding over 1,000 people for 30 days. Yet, there was never a stampede. It's because of the proper planning that the volunteer groups always put in place, led by the director that's in charge. So whatever innovations he has this time around, let us all study it very well and ensure that we do the right thing the way we normally do it. Many people may not say it, you may not hear it in the news. You know, it's only a bad thing you normally hear in the news. But the good thing that volunteer groups were able to organize feeding for about 1,200 people every day for 29 days in the month of Ramadan, and there was no problem. Nobody will put it in the news. But any day that one person complains like this, that's the one thing that the news people are looking for. So let us ensure that this time around we do the best that we normally do it. We will ensure that we are more professional this time around, and we also ensure so let us not give room to anything that has to do with bad news and bad things that can happen. May Allah protect us and may Allah save us from any mishap that may make things to go wrong or to make things to have mistake. And I pray Allah will give us all of us the strength, the energy to do the very best of what we can do this time around to ensure that everything goes well and everything is successful. The director for admin and procurement here is one that ensures that there is light. You know, they never take light when we are doing Taraweeh. He's one who ensures that there is light. He ensures that the diesel is there. He ensures that those who are supposed to automatically turn on the generator, they are always there. All of those things that he's also doing on the ground, one way or the other, I want all of us to know that we are all doing it together. Yes, we are all cooperating to ensure that everything is in order. So among the volunteers in charge of security, if you see that there's a particular place, there's no light, or the bulb is not working, or there's need for the place to be brighter, make sure you mention it to the director. He will find ways to ensure that whatever thing you need to ensure that everything goes well, you ensure that everything is in order. So finally, like I said, we are doing this with the fear of Almighty Allah and with the hope of reward of Al-Jannah from Almighty Allah. Other people may be doing Taraweeh, they're enjoying it, but you may be outside there ensuring that people park very well, ensuring that people don't disrupt the whole place. You are also going to get your own reward, if not even more than those who are inside the mosque during Taraweeh. When it's time to break fast, you may be busy distributing food. Maybe you even eat your own iftar late. You know, despite all of that one, Allah will not allow the reward of your good deeds to go without being rewarded. So volunteer work is a reward from Almighty Allah. There's nobody who can pay you, and there's nobody who can reward you the way Allah is supposed to pay and reward you. So I pray Allah is going to reward all of us. And as we are here, we may not spend long time, but with this little time we have to spend together, let us all be equipped, let us all be prepared, and let us all be determined that we have always been doing this successfully over many years. The one of this year is going to be even more successful. Inshallah, it's going to be more successful. We're all going to be well, we're all going to be okay, we're all going to be refreshed. If you have any health challenge, the clinic there is being put in order, and priorities are going to be given to all of you who are volunteers. If you have headache, don't manage to say, okay, when I finish, I will go and to the clinic. Go to the clinic first, collect, even if it's paracetamol, collect it, relax for a while, and make sure that you are okay. I hope you understand now. Make sure you are okay. If you have any complaint or any request or anything that is very important for you, please make sure you contact the director or the supervisors of each of your voluntary or volunteer groups, so that everything will work well and everything will be in order. If you notice anything that you don't like, or you notice anything that is going wrong, or you notice some people that are not doing the things rightly, or if you notice some visitors that normally come around, you know what I mean by visitors? Some of the boys don't make salat. Some of them, they even smoke, you know, but we cannot chase them away because they have come to the mosque so that Allah will help them. So if you notice any of those things like that, please don't hesitate to report to the heads of security or report to the director or any of us that you see around, so that we are all working together and everything will go well. And also, I hope there's a WhatsApp group that is created for each of the volunteer teams, so that you can all interact, you can all ask after each other, and the director is going to be a member of each of those groups, so that if there's anything sharp that we need to do quickly, you don't need to move around too much. Or if there's anybody that came around, the person is proving stubborn, or the person is not cooperating when you ask them to do something, quickly send the message so that action will be taken immediately. May Allah make it easy for all of us. So on behalf of the DG, Dr. Kabiru Kabo Usman, and on behalf of my own very self, I say you are all welcome to our program for today, and may Allah make it a source of blessing for us in this world and the hereafter. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
This part goes up. And the measurements for whether you are going to get to paradise or going to Jahannam is what? Is for your good deeds, the right hand side scale to go down, why the left hand side scale to go up. Based on what we are seeing here, we don't know how Allah is going to do this. And Allah has now told us that, okay, if you do a good deed, what they are going to write down for you is that you've done 10 good deeds. Am I correct? Then Allah now made a whole month where if you do a good deed, it is not measurable. What Allah can say, if you do a good deed, He can reward you with 1,000. He can reward you with 1 million. It is like getting an expo before the exam. Subhanallah. Do we understand what I'm saying? And in this month of Ramadan is probably the best time that Allah has created for us to be able to end Jannah. And that was why on a certain day, the Prophet was performing his khutbah and he said Ameen 3 times. And when he was done with the khutbah and the companions asked him, you said Ameen 3 times, what was the thing? Why were you saying Ameen? He said it was Angel Jibril that came. And he said, woe be on the person that meets Ramadan and does not secure the favor of Allah. Why? Because Ramadan is so precious that whatever good deed we do, it is multiplied in multiple folds for us. And this is the chip for all of us. And we are here today, of course, many of us we are not billionaires. And let me tell you what the richest man in Nigeria once said. On the 27th night of Ramadan, more than a decade ago, it was in Makkah. So they did tawaf. There was this Yoruba guy that was there. So when he was able to get close to the Kaaba and held on to the cloth of the Kaaba, what he was saying was, oh Allah, give me $500 million. Oh Allah, give me $500 million. That was what he kept on echoing as his own single prayer. And we know 27th night of Ramadan, there is a likelihood it might be the night of, which night? The Laylatul Qadr. So he kept on saying $500 million, $500 million. Then, some of the people that accompanied the richest man in Africa, when they got back to their apartment, so they went to him and said, Oga, there was this guy at the Kaaba. He's a Yoruba guy. The only thing that guy was praying for was $500 million. $500 million. You know what his response was? He said the day Allah grants that his prayer is the last day we ever have peace of mind. Do you understand what I just said? The day that prayer is answered is the last day we'll have peace of mind. I know many of us will say yes. And one of them that was there that day, he said he looked at Alhaji Aliko and just, this is how these people will keep on saying, let the problem come, but the money too should come. But now, he's also a millionaire. He's a millionaire in dollars now. And wallahi, he said what he said that day was true. You know? He would even like to change his life for what he had before. And that was why illa mata'ul ghurur. The enjoyment of this life is nothing but deception. And there is no reward you also get on Akhirah except what you have also done in this particular world. And that is why as Ramadan is coming, we should know we are some of the best people amongst us, our people, among this nation. With the kind of service, some of us will be helping with tafsir. Professor Isa Ali Pantami is the one sitting delivering the tafsir, right? But without the volunteers, will he even sit? Will he sit? So that means Allah has used us to be able to do a good that people can listen to the interpretation of his words. Some of us will be helping with the iftar. What does that mean? Are we the one that donated money for the iftar? No. But Allah has used us to be able to do what? Make people to break their fast. Some of us will be helping with the tarawih. For some of us, prayer. Why? Because we want others to participate. So instead of just one word for yourself that you're having that prayer, making it possible for sometimes we have up to 10,000 people performing their tarawih here. So for each of those people that get your reward from each of them. Why? Because it is because of you that they are able to do that with comfort. One of my friends, Brother Khamis knows him. He was invited by a millionaire, and the millionaire told him, I want to be doing sadaqah. And the sadaqah I want to do, I will give you money to do whatever you think is good, but never mention my name. So the first money he got, let's say he got $1 million. He went back to their host community, went back to the schools there, registered the students. Of course, in Kogi State, they don't pay school fees, but they pay PTA charge and at the same time, you also buy your uniform. So when he calculated the average school fees for the public school students in primary school, he saw that with their uniforms and their PTA, it's around 8,000 naira. That is what Malam Khamis will eat with at once. So it is great students. The point I'm trying to make is, who is the person that brought the money is getting reward, right? But the traveling down, visiting these schools, sharing the school fees, monitoring them, do you think he's getting reward? Yes. That is why not all of us will become billionaires, but we can even earn more reward than those that are even billionaires by physically participating and giving our all sincerity. One of our friends from the US called not long ago. He said he wants to be feeding 100 people every Ramadan, every Jumu'ah. And he wants this food to be distributed at a Jumu'ah masjid. So he called one of our friends. That our friend is also into creating service. That was why he called him. So that our friend called me. You are within the Muslim community very well. Help me with a masjid where we can share this food. So I told him, okay, Esteem Learning Center is close to our house. Let's share the food there every Friday. So he also told me, I said I was going to get somebody that will help us in the sharing of the food. So I called one of my friends who is the head of a market in our community. When I told him, he said, he can, of course, he can take charge of this. He now said, and you also know meat. So the meat they will be using for the food, let me be the one to procure it for them. Afterwards, that day, I now reflect, when the person now called me back to thank me that I was able to solve that problem, I said, never thank me again. At least every meal that is being eaten, a reward. And I did not cover. All I did was to make a phone call. But Allah used me. Please, if you want Allah to use you, put up your hand. If He use you, put our hands. May Almighty Allah make it easy for us. There was a time, there's one Imam Abdul Razak. He's the Imam of the Regent Street in the UK, in London. So he came to Nigeria and he shared an experience with us. There was a very wealthy man in Nigeria, and of course he's still alive. He took two of his children, a male and a female. He took them to London and lodged them in one of the biggest mansions, very massive mansion. And these two children were staying there. So they employed this imam to come there, classes for them, Islamic perspective classes on Saturdays and Sundays. After some months, those students started coming. He's the one coming to the house, but they will still be reluctant to attend the class. So later on, they even stopped attending. They said, let's start doing online. And online, you can't monitor that well. So that was how the class died. Some months later, that particular billionaire now called upon the imam, and he was shedding tears. You know what he was shedding tears about? He was shedding tears that his two children are now sleeping with one another. Please, which one do we want? Do we want Allah to use us, or we want Allah to replace us? So when even the congregants that come here, even when they behave to us disrespectfully, the way we show to Allah that we still want Him to keep using us is when we are patient with them. Between somebody that sits at home and once in every three days, and somebody that makes it possible for people to listen to the interpretation of the Quran, who might ask people at questions. Let me face scholars. Sheikh introduced me as Sheikh. The only time I'm shaking is when I'm shaking. Who will get more reasonable reward? Somebody that makes it easy for people to listen to tafsir, thousands of people. And somebody that just sits home, no benefit to the community, is just only reciting his own. Who has a better chance at reward? Sir?
The one that gives chance for the people to listen to the Quran.
Please, if we are here for the tafsir, let's put up our hand, please. See them, the big boys. These are big boys in Jannah, inshallah. Sheikh, I will come back to you again. Somebody that prepares meals for himself and eats his own iftar. Of course, iftar is also a meal for barakah. And somebody that makes it possible for, I think this year we are planning 1,500. 1,500 people to get their meal. Sheikh, who gets more reward?
It's obvious. The one that provides for somebody.
Alhamdulillah. So people in charge of distribution of iftar, please let's put up our hand. Aha.
And the Sheikh said,
Yes, sir.
he did Ramadan twice because his reward for fasting and the reward for the feeding for somebody.
But it's not somebody now, it's many people share.
Yeah, it's meant
So it's not twice now.
Ah, it's not twice.
Maybe if it is 1,500, it will be 1,501.
Absolutely.
Because the Prophet said in an authentic narration that was reported by in the collection of Ibn Majah that the best among you are those that bring the most benefits to others. Please, who can say what I just said again? The best amongst you are those who bring the benefits to others. Please, let's all echo it. Best amongst you are those that bring the most benefits to others. And in this AL-NOOR today, once Ramadan starts, you people will be the best amongst us. I hope I will be inducted. Director, I hope the induction has not been done. I will also be inducted so that I can get more reward than Brother Khamis, inshallah. Brother Khamis, hope you will allow me. Once I enter Jannah, you just follow me. We will go together, inshallah. May Almighty Allah make it easy for us. Allah can test us with anything, but let's not prepare to be tested with our religion. There was one time one ummah who went to Meduguri to share food, bags of rice. And we lodged in Alaji, I've forgotten his name, Dunoma. We lodged in his house. And while we were sharing rice, he saw a man. The man was carrying a bag of rice on his head. But he saw that he recognized this man. He knows this man. So he called the man. Are you not so person? He said, yes. Then what are you doing here carrying rice? He said, Allah has tested me. He was a billionaire before. But all his shops were burnt by Boko Haram. Everywhere he had shop, in Yobe, in Adamawa, it's like they were just pursuing him. Now, so when he said he has been tested, I have lost everything. So he asked him, how? He said, this sahur, the remaining rice at home was what he fed his children with. Him and his two wives, they fasted only with water. But he prayed to Allah that, oh Allah, get me food so that we can even break this fast. And the person we lodged in his house said that man was richer than him before. But now he is even taking his salary with water. Not intentionally with water. He desires something else, but he can't afford it. That was how Alaji Dunoma told him that this bag on your back, this bag of rice on your back, take it only for your family. So even the wealth of this world, Allah can give, Allah can take. The health we also enjoy in this world, I've shared this story before. In Zamfara, there was this man. When you see his face, he's always smiling. But he has lost his two legs. And he has also lost one hand. To an accident. There was an accident where he lost these three limbs. But whenever you see him, he's smiling. And why he's smiling, if you ask him, Baba, why are you smiling despite this trial that Allah has tried you? He said he gave me 4, he took 3. If I am arrogant, what if he takes the 4th one? For all of us here, Allah has tested us in one way or the other. The way for us to tell him that this test is enough, or even stop this test for us, or oh Allah, even bless us when you exit this test from our life, is by us serving him. It's by us serving him. He said, Innal asanati yudhibuna sayyihat. When you do good deeds, it cleans off your bad deeds. So if Allah has tested us and we are still grateful to him, he increases whatever he has done to us positively. So my own prayer is, may Almighty Allah grant us all the reward we are looking forward to. And in this Ramadan, let's do something that even when we are now sick or even when we are dead, we will still keep on getting the reward. And that thing is support the next person to you and encourage them to do well. If you die before them, they will still keep getting the reward. You will still keep getting the reward because you supported them in serving Allah. If you are not even just talking to the volunteer, if there are new volunteers you can also cultivate for the center, cultivate them. When you cultivate them, even after your demise, if they also brought somebody, you will also be getting the reward of that person. Do we understand what I'm saying? So if you bring somebody, if that person brings another person, you also keep on getting the reward, getting the reward, getting the reward. May Almighty Allah not deny us of all rewards. There is a code in setting goals. It's called SMART. S-M-A-R-T. And this SMART stands for an acronym for objective management. When you are studying objective management, one of the basic things they teach is SMART. For this Ramadan, set your goals. And your goals must be S. S means specific. So if you are going to recite one hizb every day, as part of your goal. It is specific. The M, it must be measurable. You are specific, I will read Quran. You're specific. For it to be measurable, I will recite 10 pages of the Quran. It is now specific and it is also measurable. The third one, SMART, is A. The A means achievable. Don't go and say, I will recite Quran 10 times in a day. That's not an achievable goal. So I will recite the Quran, 10 verses of the Quran, 10 pages of the Quran on a daily basis in Ramadan. Your goal is already specific. Your goal is already measurable. Your goal is achievable. The fourth one is your goal must be realistic. And the fifth one is it must be timely. So for your timely is now every day. That every day I'm going to recite 10 hizb of the Quran for the 30 days or 29 days of the Quran, of Ramadan. For this particular volunteering you want to also start, what is your goal for this volunteership for this year? Anybody to give me using SMART, S-M-A-R-T, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Anybody wants to share his own goal? If I don't say anybody, it's Malam Khamis I'm coming to, so be prepared. Anybody who wants to share his goal using SMART for this Ramadan, for this volunteering in this Ramadan? Nobody. Our women are shy, our men are shy. Yes, I will go to him. Malam Khamis.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My goal for this Ramadan volunteer program is to see the center's activities being broadcasted, especially the ICIC care activities being broadcasted and create awareness. Through that, we are hoping to encourage more donations, more transparency, and inshallah, we'll also motivate other.
Tell us the number of views you would like to attract. That is what we can now measure.
Number of
views.
No, the reach.
Through your platform.
The reach. Generally, I think we can be targeting like 5 million reach. Inshallah.
Atakbir. Allah Akbar. So that's a SMART goal. It has something you can measure. After Ramadan, we can come back that Malam Khamis, let's measure your goal, right? And for it to be timely, it's Ramadan. So we can, from the start of Ramadan to the end of Ramadan, we can see if our SMART goal was achieved. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.